motivation with some style that transferred the miss to something outside of my control. Weather, schedule, circumstance, the toll of everything converging at the wrong time in the wrong way. Watch the explanation grow more detailed through the day, until it was convincing, until I almost believed it cleaned on the miss. The explanation lives in between. I used to let the explanation live where ownership should be. Own the miss before the reload. That's the only thing that's free. On the miss, clean and direct, no explanation needed. On the miss, the data points required, not defeated. By the weight of it, just read it, log it, understand the cause on the miss, then reload and apply the laws of what the miss revealed. On the miss, that's how it's healed. Owning the miss is not the same as punishing the miss. Owning is the neutral and specific reading of what this data point is telling about the gap between the plan and the actual execution. That's all. That's the scam. No drama on the owner's side, no spiraling, no shame. Just a clean acknowledgement and then back into the game. Armed with the information that the miss was kind enough to provide for free. On the miss, that's the stuff. I used to let the explanation live where ownership should be. On the miss before the reload. That's the only thing that's free. On the miss, clean and direct, no explanation needed. On the miss, the data points required, not defeated. By the weight of it, just read it, log it, understand the cause on the miss, then reload and apply the laws of what the miss revealed. On the miss, that's how it's healed. On the miss, then reload more. See the gap, see who's responsible for it. Start closing! Gap between where I am and where the work demands I be. Gap between the current standard and what I could see. If I push the expectation of myself another floor. Gap between the reputation and the truth behind the door. Used to look at every gap and wait for someone to assign. The closing of it used to treat the gap like a sign that something outside me needed to deliver first. The gap is mine to close, that's the ownership thirst. I used to see the gap and look around for who would fill it. The gap is mine to close, that's the ownership built in it. The gap is mine to close, nobody else is coming. The gap is mine to close, I'm the only one running toward it. The gap doesn't close by waiting for the right. The gap is mine to close, I start tonight. See it, own it, close it. The gap is mine, I know it. Gap in the knowledge base, mind to close with the reading. Gap in the physical standard, mind to close with the seating of the sessions that the gap demands to disappear. Gap in the relationship, mind to close with presence here. Gap in the skill set, mind to close with the deliberate hours. Gap in the output, mind to close with the applied powers of the ownership that says I see it, I own it, it's my job. The gap is mine to close. No crowd, no mob. I used to see the gap and look around for who would fill it. The gap is mine to close, that's the ownership built in it. The gap is mine to close, nobody else is coming. The gap is mine to close, I'm the only one running toward it. The gap doesn't close by count. Doesn't matter if the seeds were planted before my amount of tenure on the post. Did a ride while I was holding the responsibility for the space and the unfolding of the problem on my watch means I respond like it's mine. Even if I didn't plant the seed, even if the line was drawn before my arrival. The problem's here now, the problem on my watch, and I take the vow. I used to check the origination date before I claim the fix. Problem on my watch, that's the ownership that sticks. The problem on my watch is the problem I own. The problem on my watch didn't arrive at someone else's home. It arrived at mine while I was present and responsible in here. The problem on my watch, ownership is clear. My shift, my problem, my fix. The problem on my watch, watch, that's it. The ones who wait to trace the problem to its origin date before they'll claim the ownership are always just a little late to the solution. Always arrive after the fixing needed doing. Always have the cleanest hands because they spent the time pursuing the provenance instead of the resolution of the thing. Problem on my watch gets my full energy and spring into action before we've established whose idea it was. Problem on my watch, that's the ownership because I used to check the origination date before I claim the fix. Problem on my watch, that's the ownership that sticks. The problem on my watch is the problem I own. The problem on my watch didn't arrive at someone else's home. It arrived in mine while I was present and responsible in here. The problem on my watch, ownership is clear. My shift, my problem, my fix. The problem on my watch, that's it. Problem on my watch is my fix it. Build the architecture so the buck has nowhere to go but here. Built the whole decision tree so every exit pointed back at me. Remove the roots that let the buck slide off the track on my desk and onto someone else's plate or plan. Built the architecture so there's nowhere else to land but here in my column, in my row, in my name. Built accountability even to the entire frame of how I operate so the default isn't blame. The buck architecture ownership is the game. I used to let the structure leave an exit for the buck to find. The buck architecture closes every exit from behind. The buck architecture, nowhere for it to go. The buck architecture, every door I close below the level of my desk so that the landing is always here. The buck architecture, ownership is clear. No exit, no pass through. The buck architecture, it lands on me and you. Review the system for the places where the buck could slip. Through the gap between the rows, through the ownership grip. Going loose at the seam, found every gap and sealed it. Found every place the responsibility concealed it. Behind a shared responsibility or a handoff that was vague. The buck architecture leaves no room for the league of the ambiguous. Every outcome has an owner on the wall. The buck architecture, I own them all. I used to let the structure leave an exit for the buck to find. The buck architecture closes every exit from behind. The buck architecture, nowhere for easiest thing is always someone else's fault. Easy doesn't build anything. The easiest thing in the world is finding who to blame. Takes no skill, takes no effort, nearly always feels the same. Brief relief of the placement, the satisfaction of the case. The narrative that puts the weight in someone else's space. Used to be my first move, barely even noticed when it ran. Automatically through the thinking like a background scan. For a host before I'd even process what the outcome was. The easiest thing is someone else's fault, that's just because I used to let the easy answer run before the honest one. The easiest thing is someone else's fault. And the easiest thing is dumb. The easiest thing is someone else's fault. The easiest thing never cleared a single wall or vault of the actual problem. The easiest never built a thing. The easiest thing is someone else's fault. And I'm done with easy, done with blame. The hardest thing is ownership, and that's the game. Chose the harder red of every situation now. The one that asks what part of this belongs to the vow. I made to the choice I made, to the action or the gap between the action and the intention to the map. I do that led here, even partially, even slightly. The harder question asked consistently and rightly produces better outcomes than the easiest thing could. The easiest thing is someone else's part, ownership understood. I used to let the easy answer run before the honest one. The easiest thing is someone else's fault. And the easiest thing is dumb. The easiest thing is someone else's fault. The easiest thing never cleared a single wall or vault of the actual problem. Easiest never built a thing. The easiest thing is someone else's fault. And I'm done with easy, done with blame. The hardest thing is ownership, and that's the game. No speed waiting, no playbook handed down. Build it from scratch. Nobody left me a manual for this particular terrain. Nobody walked before me in this specific ring of circumstances. No ancestor who solved this exact thing. No mentor with the answer to this specific sting of the problem in front of me right now. I'm the first one here in this configuration of the challenge and the year and the context and the personal history combined. No one to inherit this from, the ownership's mine. I used to look for someone who had done this thing before. No one to inherit this from. I build it from the floor. No one to inherit this from. I'm the first draft here. No one to inherit this from. The path isn't clear from anyone else's experience, because nobody walked this exact. No one to inherit this from. I the first one through. A particular configuration is the most complete and true. Form of it, no template to defer to, no existing answer. No one who navigated this who I could ask for a transfer of the knowledge, just a situation in my hand. No one to inherit this from. That means I understand that whatever I build here is what the next one inherits from me. No one to inherit this from. I'm building the legacy.
I used to look for someone who had done this thing before. No one to inherit this from.
I build it from the floor. No one to inherit this from. I'm the first draft here. No one to inherit this from. The path isn't clear from anyone else's experience, because nobody walked this exact. No one to inherit this from. I build it intact. From scratch, from zero, from now. No one to inherit this from. I take the vow.
The environment doesn't happen to me. I built it.
Used to blame the environment for what I wasn't doing. The gym too far, the schedule too full, the situation brewing. Against the discipline, against the showing up, against the plan. Then I looked at every condition and I traced it back to the hand that said it. The same hand that was now complaining loud about the situation it had offered in the crowd of choices made a season back when nobody was watching close. I set the conditions, that's the ownership diagnosis.
I used to blame the environment for the outcomes it produced.
I set the conditions, that means I set the new ones now introduced. I set the conditions, if I don't like what I see. I set the conditions, no one's built deliberately. The environment is not a given, it's a choice made over time. I set the conditions, every single one is mine.
Not a victim of the setting.
I set the conditions.
No forgetting.
Designed the morning like an architect with purpose in the plan. Removed every friction point between intention and the man who executes it. Built the environment to make the hard thing easy. Built the layout of the life to make the discipline less breezy to avoid. Put the tools exactly where I need them at the door. Set the conditions so that doing is the path of least ignore. Now the environment is a collaborator, not a wall. I set the conditions, I set the conditions for it all.
I used to blame the environment for the outcomes it produced.
I set the conditions,
That means I set the new ones now introduced.
I set the conditions. If I don't like what I see, I set the conditions. New ones built deliberately. The environment is not a given, it's a choice made over time. I set the conditions, every single one is mine.
Not a victim of the setting.
I set the conditions.
No forgetting.
I set the conditions.
Two choices in every room.
Eat it or leave it. Complaining isn't a third option. Complaining about the culture in the room, about the standard and the pace and the direction and the doom of what would happen if things kept running at this rate. Then I stopped and asked the question of my actual state. Was I leading? Was I changing? What I said was wrong? Or was I just a person who complained about it all along without actually moving toward the fix or the door? Leave the room or leave it. That's the ownership core. I used to think the commentary was the same as the contribution. Leave the room or leave it. That's the ownership solution. Leave the room or leave it. No third option in between. Leave the room or leave it. Complaining's not a scene I get to play without the action backing up the word. Leave the room or leave it. That's the ownership preferred. No commentary without the move. Leave the room or leave it. That's the groove. That's the groove. Yeah. Leadership is ownership, means taking on the energy of the room you're in and asking what your actual remedy is for the gap between the current and the standard you believe should govern what's occurring. And if you won't achieve that change, then ownership means choosing to remove yourself from the environment instead of running the groove of complaining without acting, commentary without skin. Leave the room or leave it. That's the ownership within. I used to think the commentary was the same as the contribution. Leave the room or leave it. That's the ownership solution. Leave the room or leave it. No third option in between. Leave the room or leave it. Complaining's not a scene I get to play without the action backing up the word. Leave the room or leave it. That's the ownership preferred. No commentary without the move. Leave the room or leave it. That's the groove. Leave the room or leave it. Move. The results are just the standards made visible. Looked around at everything and asked who built this version of the life in front of me through every subversion of the standard that I let slide, or the standard I maintained. Every result in front of me could be directly traced and named back to the standard that I held or didn't hold that season. My standards built this, every outcome has a reason that lives in the level I demanded of myself. My standards built this, it's sitting on the shelf. I used to look at outcomes like they came from somewhere else. My standards built this, everyone sits on my shelf. My standards built this, the good and the not enough. My standards built this, the easy and the tough. Results are standards made visible over time. My standards built this, every outcome's mine. Raise the standard, change the results. My standards built this. That's the adult. Ran the audit backward from the outcome to the standard set. Found the correlation clean and specific without regret. The body is the standard I held for the body's care. The skill level is the standard of the practice I put there. The relationship is the standard of the presence I maintain. The work quality is the standard I demanded and sustained. Everything is just a standard made physical over time. My standards built this. The power's mine. So get outcomes like they came the final call? Who held the pen when the decision was made for all? The outcomes to converge into this particular place. Looked at every result in my life and read the face at the bottom of each one and found the same name there. The signature at the bottom is mine, clear as air. I used to read the outcome like a stranger wrote the deal. The signature at the bottom is mine. That's the reveal. The signature at the bottom of everything is mine. The signature at the bottom of every bottom line of every chapter and result that sits in front of me right now. The signature at the bottom says I signed this, shows me how. Completely ownership runs through. The signature at the bottom, that's the view. Yeah, good outcomes, bad outcomes, the ones I'm proud of, and the rest all carry the same name across the bottom of the test of whether ownership is real or just a thing I claim. In the comfortable, the signature at the bottom is the most accountable thing I've ever read about the nature of the life I made. Every page has my name, that the debt is fully paid, into the acknowledgement that everything begins and ends with me. The signature at the bottom, now I say the outcome like a stranger wrote the deal. The signature at the bottom is mine. That's the reveal. The signature at the bottom of everything is mine. The signature at the bottom of every bottom line of every chapter and result that sits in front of me right now. The signature at the bottom says I signed this, shows me how. Completely ownership runs through. The signature at the bottom, that's the view. Signature at the bottom is mine, always. The ceiling wasn't installed by someone else. I put it there. I can take it down. Ran into the ceiling for the third year in a row. Same height, same limit, same place where I wouldn't go above. Looked up and started asking whose decision was this? Whose hand had drawn the line across the top of what exists? It's possible for me. Started looking for the architect. Found my own handwriting on the limit on the check. Boxes said this is as far as this particular thing goes. The ceiling I built is the ceiling I can take down in the shows. I used to treat my ceiling like a fact of the terrain. The ceiling I built is the ceiling I can reclaim. The ceiling I built, I can raise it or remove it. The ceiling I built isn't permanent, I proved it. Every limit I ran into that I thought was just the sky was a ceiling that I'd installed without asking why. My hands built it. My hands lifted. Trace the ceiling back to a decision or a belief, to a story that I told about myself, to the brief acceptance of a boundary someone else had offered me, that I'd adopted in this style that never thought to see. Is mine to question, mine to challenge, mine to raise. Found the ceilings were a map of all my unchallenged days. Everyone removable with the right kind of decision made. The ceiling I built, the ceiling I trained. I used to treat my ceiling like a fact of the terrain. The ceiling I built is the ceiling I can reclaim. The ceiling I built, I can raise it or remove it. The ceiling I built isn't permanent, I proved it. Every limit I ran into that I thought was just the sky was a memo. Waiting is the most expensive form of stalling. Dressed up like it's reasonable, dressed up like it's calling for a measured and deliberate approach to when to start, when really it's the fear of the unauthorized part of moving without clearance, of acting without the chain of command. Signing off, ownership breaks that chain and says the gap I see is mine to close without the memo. Stop waiting for the memo, that's the ownership crescendo.
I used to wait for someone else to authorize the start.
Stop waiting for the memo. Ownership is that all. Stop waiting for the memo. Write it, sign it, go. Stop waiting for the permission from a person you don't know. Is ever gonna issue if the memo isn't coming? Stop waiting for the memo. Start the actual running. No signal, no green light. Stop waiting for the memo tonight. Stop waiting for the memo. Right it go.
Responsibility.
Read it again.
Responsibility.
The ability to choose the response. Hey! Broke the word in half and found the thing inside it. Response and ability, two words that reside in it. The ability to choose what response I bring to what arrives. That's the ownership, that's the part of every moment that survives. The circumstance unchanged, no matter what lands. The response is always and entirely in my hands. Not the event, not the arrival of the thing I didn't pick. Responsibility, that's the ownership arithmetic.
I used to think responsibility was carrying a load.
Responsibility, I choose the response on every road. Responsibility, the ability to respond to whatever shows up, to whatever lands me on. What I planned for, what I chose, what I prefer today. Responsibility, I choose what I display. I don't control the event, I own the response I spent. Event plus response equals outcome, that's the math. The event is sometimes fixed, but the response clears the path toward one outcome or another. The response is the lever that I pull to change the outcome. That's the ownership endeavor, not the event that I'm responsible for always, but the response in every instance in the hallways of whatever life delivers. That's completely mine. Responsibility, that's the ownership design.
I used to think responsibility was carrying a load.
Responsibility, I choose the response on every road. Responsibility, the ability to respond to whatever shows up, to whatever lands me on. What I planned for, what I chose, what I prefer today. Responsibility, I choose what I display. I don't control the event, I own the response I spent. Response, ability, I own the response.
Whatever this produces goes on demand.
Whatever
this produces goes under my name at the end. Whatever the output of this session, this project, this bend, and the road produces when the dust finally settles and clears, has my name attached to it across however many years. It sits in the world, that's the weight I carry in. Before I start, that's the ownership that lives within. The decision to begin and the decision to complete whatever this produces goes under my name, no retreat. I used to separate myself from what the outcome actually said. Outcome on my name, everything is owned instead. Outcome on my name, it goes with me everywhere. Outcome on my name, the quality has to match what's there behind the name. What the name means, what the name requires. Outcome on my name, that's what the ownership fires into every choice mid-session. Outcome on my name, no exception. Name on it changes the quality of the attention. Name on it changes the level of the intention. Name on it means I can't deliver less than what I claim. The name represents, can't put out something I'd be ashamed to have attached to whatever I am or am becoming. Outcome on my name keeps the standard from succumbing to the convenient and the quick, and that's just good enough. Outcome on my name, that's the ownership. I used to separate myself from what the outcome actually said. Outcome on my name, everything is owned instead. Outcome on my name, it goes with me everywhere. Outcome on my name, the quality has to match what's there behind the name. What the name means, what the name requires. Outcome on my name, that's what the ownership fires into every choice mid-session. Outcome on my name, no exception. Outcome on my name, standard.
Waited long enough to know nobody's coming. Start walking.
Kept the situation on the shelf, expecting intervention. Someone with the answer or the access or the mention of the opportunity that changes everything around. Kept the window open for the rescue that I found was not arriving. Never had a ticket for the stop. Every day I waited was another day. I dropped the work that only I could start because only I was here. No rescue coming, that's the most clarifying fear. I used to treat the waiting like a strategy that works. No rescue coming, that's the ownership that lurks. No rescue coming, no one with the answer on the way. No rescue coming, that means I start today. The situation stays exactly where it is until I move. No rescue coming, that's the ownership groove. Nobody else has this address. No rescue coming, I possess the fix. Liberation's in the sentence once you actually believe it. No one's coming means the only way to leave it is to build the exit yourself, to make the move yourself, to take the problem off the waiting shelf and put it in the working pile where it actually belongs. No rescue coming is the most empowering of songs. Once the disappointment passes and the clarity arrives, no rescue coming, that's when ownership survives. I used to treat the waiting like a strategy that worked. No rescue situations face. Someone or something to receive the weight of what went wrong. Spent the hour building a convincing case all along. Then I stopped mid-sentence and I heard myself explain the elaborate construction of the someone else to blame. And the voice that built it sounded desperate and afraid. My fault, my fix, that's the only trade. I was spending all the energy on who should take the fall. My fault, my fix, the fastest way to move through it all. My fault, my fix, nobody else touches this. My fault, my fix, the ownership is the basis of the solution. If I built it, I can change it. My fault, my fix, I'm the one who can arrange it. Not the victim, not the case. My fault, my fix, that's the pace. That's the pace. Found a faster blanket's temporary relief, but the fix lives on the other side of claiming it. The brief satisfaction of the point in phase before the problem does, and the problem still belongs to whoever owns it, because ownership is the only access point to the solution. Blame is just a comfortable and useless substitution for the harder work of claiming it and changing what I made. My fault, my fix, that's the only blade. I was spending all the energy on who should take the fall. My fault, my fix, the fastest way to move through it all. My fault, my fix, nobody else touches this. My fault, my fix, the ownership is the basis of the solution. If I built it, I can change it. My fault, my fix, I'm the one who can arrange it. Not the victim, not the case. My fault, my fix, that's the base. My fault, my facts, nobody else. The contract I'm complaining about, I signed it. Go. Caught myself complaining about a situation that I'd made. Every condition that was bothering me I'd laid in place with choices made across the previous months and years. Every arrangement that was now producing friction and the fears had a signature at the bottom of the page, and it was mine. I'd written the conditions, I'd agreed to every line. Couldn't claim the victim of a contract I had authored. I wrote the conditions, ownership restored. I used to treat my circumstances like a weather I've been given. I wrote the conditions, that means I'm the one who's driven. I wrote the conditions, I can rewrite them from here. I wrote the conditions, the authorship is clear. Every situation I'm in has my handwriting below. I wrote the conditions, and the conditions can go into revision. And so no, I wrote the conditions, I can write them through. Not every condition is fully authored by my hand. Some things arrive from outside what I planned, but my response to every one of those is mine to write. My interpretation, my next move, my chosen fight or adaptation. Every secondary condition starts with what I do with what I'm given. That's the part that ownership controls completely without exception. I wrote the conditions, that's the ownership perception. I used to treat my circumstances like a weather I've been given. I wrote the conditions, that means I'm the one who's driven. I wrote the conditions, I can rewrite them from here.
didn't account for what growth costs.
I asked for this. Ask for the strength and receive the weight that builds it. Ask for the resilience and receive the pressure that fills it in to the shape that resilience actually lives in. Ask for the discipline and receive the daily giving of the comfortable for the difficult rep after rep. Ask for the character and receive the test that reveals it. Ask for all of it, knowing what it takes. I ask for this, the ownership of the ache.
I used to want the outcomes without the cost attached to them. I asked for this, the cost is in the asking. I accept them.
I asked for this when I asked for the growth. I asked for this when I committed to both. The result in the process that produces the result. I asked for this, no surprise, that's the adult ownership of what the asking costs. I asked for this, no ownership lost. The hard session is the answer to the prayer for the strength. The difficult relationship is the answer to the length of patience I requested when I said I wanted to be patient. The failure is the answer to the growth I was complacent about. The cost of everything I'm going through right now is the direct response to something I once asked for. Somehow I asked for this, the bill arrived in a form I didn't specify. I asked for this, that's the ownership, that's why.
I used to want the outcomes without the cost attached to them. I asked for this, the cost is in the asking. I accept them.
I asked for this when I asked for the growth. I asked for this when I committed to both. The result in the process that produces the result. I asked for this, no surprise, that's the adult ownership of what the asking costs. I asked for this, no ownership lost. I asked for this ownership of the cause.
Not some of it.
All of it. Not the parts that were convenient to own, all of it. Not the wins that I could clearly claim, all of it. Including the outcomes that arrive from someone else's action, including the circumstances that appear without traction from my choices. If it's in my life, it's in my column. If it landed on my watch, the ownership is solemn and complete. Extreme ownership doesn't carve out exceptions, doesn't build a caveat around the inconvenient sections.
I used to own the wins and share the losses with the room. Extreme ownership, all of it, no exit,
No cost. Extreme ownership. I take the whole account, not the selective version, not the comfortable amount. Every outcome in my life has my name at the top. Extreme ownership. The partial version has to stop. All of it, the whole ledger. Extreme ownership. No hedging. Found that partial ownership creates a partial power over the situation. Found the missing hours of authority, lived in the exceptions I carved out. Found every caveat I built was just a doubt, wrapped up in a reasonable silent boundary line. Extreme ownership removes the boundary, makes it mine completely and without the carved out place to hide. Extreme ownership, I take the whole ride.
I used to own the wins and share the losses with the room. Extreme ownership, all of it, no exit.
giving my life to someone who made the deal of every micro decision in the chain that led to here. Every turn was either chosen or was chosen to not steer, which is still a choice. The ocean is the ocean, always moves. The captain reads the ocean and the captain still grooves to it toward the destination. And Dax, but on the helm, captain of the outcome, that's the ownership realm. I used to blame the ocean when the shore wasn't what I planned. Captain of the outcome, the helm is in my hand. Captain of the outcome, I steer all red I own. Captain of the outcome, every destination's known to be a product of the heading and the hand upon the wheel. Captain of the outcome, that's the ownership deal. Ocean moves, I adapt. Captain of the outcome, nothing lasts. Captain doesn't explain to the poor why the ocean was rough. Captain doesn't cite the weather as the reason and enough of an account for missing the arrival by a week. Captain knows the variables and adjusts the technique for the next departure, owns the arrival and then the miss. Captain of the outcome, that's exactly what this is. Every destination I reach, I fail to reach as my hand.